Oh, bro. Golly. Fam, smoke to the eyes is not pleasant. Bro. Man, what's good, y'all? Hope y'all are doing good, man. It's currently 8:24 at night. 8:24. Shout out Kobe. All right, yeah. No, that's gonna be on timing now. Okay, that's crazy. That's like prophetic. Um, yeah, it's 2026, bro. We're 3 weeks into 2026. Man, it's been a pretty crazy 3 weeks, bro. In all the right ways, I want to say. Definitely, man, just so many things and just different ways that God is just working in the midst of everything that's going on in my life right now. If y'all have watched my recent videos, there's so much opportunities and just a lot of busyness that I really did pray to the Lord on in terms of just expecting Him to move and setting me up to grow into the person that I should be, to be able to you know have the character, the heart, the mindset to handle the busyness, handle the opportunities, and yeah, I think just really buying in, keeping the main things the main things. I've just been seeing growth with it, even like within myself, um, and yeah, it's been super gratifying just to reflect on. Hence why, like for me, I'll take times like this, like at the bonfire, or just silence in the car while I'm driving, or even just like on walks, or maybe not even like listening to anything while I work out, just to like really just like pause and reflect on just, man, God, like you truly do have your hand over my life, and you are who you say you are. I think a big thing for me this year is really learning to take God at His word, bro. And I will say, like I think for me personally, it was really hard for me to really take God at His word, and I think that just goes to show that I was living from a place of a lack of faith, and it happens. Yeah, but I will say, I think the biggest thing that made the change for me was just taking accountability. Um, I've really been in talks with my pastor and people that I just love, trust, and respect around me, and listen to their advice, their criticism, asking questions. For me, because I was just really in a vulnerable spot. I wasn't liking the person that I was becoming. I didn't like the habits, things that I was falling a slave to, and it just seemed like I was just getting in a rut. But that all changed when I really just sat, face to face with God on these things. Was transparent and vulnerable with Him and people around me, and yeah, I was just like, bro, like enough is enough. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, for me, I would say one thing I've really been learning from is just um, keeping things practical and like not over spiritualizing anything, not giving the enemy credit over anything in my life. I think when you go through trials and tribulation, you just understand that, bro, the devil, like, he uses the same schemes, uses the same lies, tries to bring up the past, old tricks. Like, bro, it's you got to understand, like, we're literally promised long suffering here on earth, and so for me, uh, I think it's just a matter of choosing what way you want to suffer, if that makes sense. That doesn't really sound too good, but what I mean by that is, say for instance, there is hard work and discipline to get fit. You know what I mean? You can lift weights, eat clean, drink water, get on the routine, have a split. You know what I mean? Like, just go all about the right ways of doing it. That takes like consistency, discipline, right? Or, you know what I mean? You can not take care of your body, eat like crap, suffer the consequences of what that can do to your health. And yeah. So it's like, for me, it's like it takes work either way to get two different results, or oh my gosh, I can't even speak, but two different results. And like it's genuinely up to you. And so for me, it's like I was in a point where I was veering off to that right side of like all these unhealthy things for me, all these things that were leading me astray. Honestly, just felt like literal hell. You know what I mean? And then yeah, I just had to take ownership and just understand that, bro, like I am choosing to live in this, because at the end of the day, you are what you tolerate. So yeah, I was like, bro, like screw that. I don't know. It was like a very healthy version of me that got like pissed off in a way of just like, man, like um, I don't know. I won't settle for this. And so yeah, my favorite verse right now in the Bible, actually, I used to kind of just read it back then, just as a cliche way of like keeping myself motivated through hard times, until I really just started like applying it and just like seeing the fruit of it in my life. But James 1:3, knowing that the testing of your faith produces endurance and perseverance, is true. Like bro, like all these trials and tribulations, man, they're thrown at you, and you can either lean into it with God or do it by your own strength. And for me, it's like especially a lot of last year, I was leaning on my own strength, my own understanding, my own wisdom. Ultimately, got me nowhere, and I kept just falling flat on my face. I was digging my own hole and held onto the shovel. I wasn't willing to give it up. And I think when you lean into these things with God, shout out my friend AD. He's a firm believer of just inviting God into everything and anything, so you can partner with Him in it. You know what I mean? And I think understanding that the pathway you're choosing, for one, you don't know what you're doing. Two, it's not even promised to be easy because you're trying to achieve, a goal in mind, and that requires new sacrifices, new habits, new rhythms, a whole like different version of you, right? And so, I think you should just have the clarity and the mindset of knowing that, hey, I'm going to fail. It's going to be bumpy. So how about I do that with God? Learn to fail with God this year. You know what I mean? And yeah, I don't know, bro. Like it just gave me so much mental clarity and peace of mind knowing that, like, bro, like God ain't. You know what I mean? Like if you're genuinely doing it for the glory of God and the betterment of yourself, like, bro, God is not upset with you for trying. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, it's crazy. And so yeah, I think like it's just you versus you, bro. Like there really is no other like better way to put it. I think, especially for a lot of us, we are going to be our own biggest enemy this year. Again, the devil's tactics and schemes, bro. It's old. Like, dude, you know what I'm saying? I think, bro, you can even testify from where you're at right now, even if you're watching this, because you're here. You know what I'm saying? That just goes to show that, bro, God's hand is literally over your life because you've made it this far. So, like, why stop now, right? So, yeah, I don't know, bro. So, these are a lot of these things that, like, I've just been, really taking in prayer time, talking with my peers on, and just, like, again, taking God at His word, bro. He is who He says He is. And, like, if you genuinely believe He has a plan to prosper you, not to harm you, to give you a hope in the future, for one, understand that those are heavenly things. You know what I mean? Meditate on the simple fact that, when He means a hope in the future, that's eternity. You know what I mean? You're already seated with Him in glory. Your name's written in the book of life, bro. So that's one. Two, to prosper you, it's just like, man, like, obviously He means that in terms of your soul. But like, in every other aspect too as well, bro. Why would God want you to live a life of struggle, pain, sorrow? Like, no. But just know that it may take a little bit of that and, growing through that with Him to get to, the person that He wants you to become. But yeah, man, it really is an honor and a privilege, and it's a blessing, bro, to be able to, again, go through this stuff with God. Because honestly, without God, it's just, you're going to be running through life very aimless, and everything is just going to feel repetitive. You know what I mean? I know, whenever I'm finding myself in a rut or a season of life where it just feels like God is very far. You know what I mean? I feels like I'm just doing life without His presence. It feels like I'm just kind of doing everything for fulfillment. It sucks, dude. It definitely drags. And I definitely am praying for any of you watching this, if you do feel like you're in that time of your life right now where God is very distant. I don't say this in a way of discouragement, but it's more 10 out of 10 times because you moved away and He didn't. God remains the same, truly. I really do pray that we all learn to just take Him at His word and just understand He is who He says He is. You know what I mean? And man, there's a quote, bro. My pastor, he's been using very heavily for the sermon series we're in, but he said it's not that God hasn't spoken; it's just that we have not listened. And so for me, I was just like, like, I don't know. I just had to reflect, and I was like, dude, that's very much true. It's kind of like take like your parent, for example. You know what I mean? Your parent who obviously loves you, respects you, wants to see you succeed. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to, say, like household rules or just rules in general, things that they tell you and bring you up on, they say that to protect you. You know what I mean? To keep you safe within the boundaries of, again, things that may harm you outside of it. You think they're saying that out of, you know what I mean, just trying to control your life, or, you know what I'm saying, like X, Y, and Z? It's like, nah, bro. They do it because they love you. God's the same way. You know what I mean? Take him at his word. Know that if he is saying that we should do one thing, you know what I mean, think this way about this thing, you know what I mean, love him and hate sin. He's probably saying it for a really good reason. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, ultimately, God knows what is going to separate you from him, from his love, from his peace, from his wisdom. And so, bro, like, yeah, simplest way I can put it, bro. Take him at his word. Uh, Believe him and his word for what it says to be. And yeah, um, again, that's not gonna excuse all the BS in life and all the things that, again, you know, we're gonna go through and face. But man, when you really partner with God on these things, bro, it's I don't know, it helps you run your race way easier than you think. And you know, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm just trying to finish my race and finish well. So yeah, if there's any sort of topics, questions that y'all have for me that you guys would want me to talk about, it could be anything too. It don't got to be, you know, very like sit down serious conversation like this. It could be, you know, what's it called, video topics, or what's it called, sports, music, you know, things I've learned within just my last 3 years of just, you know, creating content, anything, bro. I got y'all. But love you guys. Just wanted to hop on here, just brain dump, use this as my digital diary, if you will. And yeah, but man, 2026 is your years, bro, if you claim it. But again, invite the Lord into everything, make him the center of it. And even if you feel like you're failing, bro, fail with the Lord, you know, he'll bring you through it. But yeah, love y'all. Peace.